We are here in the SVP, outside of the SVP studios. We are doing an interview with Kelly Motor City Greene.
That's me.
Well, Kelly, I have a couple of questions.
All right, shoot.
That I want to ask you.
First of all, I didn't do it.
You didn't do it?
I didn't do it.
You sure? All right. You have an internet radio show called We the Nation. How did that come about, and how much does it relate to your hopes, dreams, and passions?
We the Nation was an unexpected surprise. Head of SVP introduced me to a guy named Jason Dixon. Jason Dixon is the head of Urban Nation Radio, and Jason Dixon was looking for someone to do politics. And at the time, I had kind of abandoned writing about politics because I was always mad. But I'll tell you anyway. I went down, I talked to Jason, and told me the outline of the studio and how things run, and we got to talking about politics. And I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna sit here and talk about it, I might as well talk about it on air. So it's really it's been enlightening. Radio is something I've never done before. Always interested in it, but never sat and really done it. And I've gotten to make a difference on some real small levels, but with big people, and I'm really proud of that.
So what is the mission of We the Nation?
We the Nation, the mission is to get people educated on their surroundings, mainly voting. I'm a real pro-voter, pro-Democrat, because Republicans are like really raping us with no Vaseline on the financial issues. And we can't have that. This country was built for the people, by the people, and we have to remember that. Everything we do is politically involved, whether the kind of car you buy, where you live, the type of quality of food that you eat, everything's political. So we need to get involved in the process, and that's my goal, to get you in the process.
So what has changed, or what will change, about the way you have hosted We the Nation on UrbanNationRadio.com?
Well, I think what's going to change is I'm going to get more people involved. I'm going to have, I'll get people, everyday people in the studio, having a discussion about where we live. And I think that's the one challenge is a lot of people do not talk about politics, especially in the African American community. We need to change that rhetoric and talk about politics, because we're getting beat over the head with it. And we need to get out there and make it happen.
All right. So what kind of guests will you have on your show, or do you have on your show?
My guests are going to be some people that are really passionate about where they live, about voting, about their community, and they're going to be people that you might not expect. Like a couple weeks ago, we had Rosemary Wilson. She's a phenomenal poet. We had a couple of poets, writers. We're going to have a array of people who represent you, and that's my goal. Because if you see somebody like you talking about politics, or somebody that you admire talking about politics in their community, I'm hoping that just shakes something within you to get you out there and get involved. Whatever I want to do, or willing to do, I'm going to do it. Vote, people.
So far, what has been one of your favorite shows you've done, and then why?
Let's see. I had to say the show with Rosemary Wilson was my more fun show. I think, as serious as I like to be all the time and get things out there, we actually took a break and actually had fun. And she's come out with a play, Addiction. Go see it. It's going to be phenomenal. It's about addiction within the community. It's something that we all kind of deal with on some level, whether you have a small addiction or a big one. And we had fun with it. And I was like really pleased with that. Also having Cesar Toriano on, who's another phenomenal poet, get it to us on his poem called Demolition Man. The show was about the Michael Brown situation and the cops on African American violence, but the poem he did kind of really resonated throughout everything that we talked about, and it's still today. And people still ask me about that. So if you see Caesar, ask him to do Demolition Man for you. I'm digging.
So tell us about like poetry and politics. Like, how do the two of them come together?
they come together in a very auspicious way. And I say that because politics affects the world around you. And poets are really in tune to the world around them. So they come together often, hard, fast, and frequent. You will not find a more passionate poem than somebody talking about politics because it affects where they live. And our first thoughts when we come down to anger is surrounding around where we live. And so when a poem comes from a poet, the poet is internalizing what's going on around him. When that poem, he or she internalizes what's going on around him, the poem comes out. And it comes out fast, furious, and blows your mind. It really blows your mind. And I say that I want all people who are non-poets, who like poetry, find a couple of political poems and really kind of take in what the poet is saying, because I think it's something you really kind of need to pay attention to.
So, what direction do you see We the Nation going in the future?
We the Nation, I think it's going to eventually diversify. Politics is a good subject. We need to know about politics, but we also need to get more into the community. Your community leaders, people who are doing things in the community, are trying to offset the adverse effects of our political system. So we need to uplift those people, get those people out, known, and see what they're doing and get involved. Because that's how you when you start doing community service and get involved with people who are community activists, they lead you into politics, and you really get to see what's going on.
If our audience wants to keep in touch with you, how would they go about doing that?
All right, you want to keep in touch with me? Here you go. First of all, email me anytime. I read all emails at motorcitygreene@gmail.com, and you spell green with an E on the end, so you got Motor City Greene, GREENE @gmail.com. Also, tweet me on Twitter, Kelly G Live 72 @KellyGLive72. That's it. And also, my blog, hollerifyouhearme.com. Oh my God, Holler If You Hear Me, that's my baby. That's my heart, my passions come out at. So those three things, you can get in touch with me. I'm always checking, looking. I respond back too.
Can you give us a quick little summary of what hollerifyouhearme.com is all about?
Holler If You Hear Me are my inner thoughts on our social and economic development, especially in the African American community. I'm real passionate about where we are as a people and where we can get to. Sometimes I come down hard on this because a lot of us, we deserve it. And also, I want to uplift us and get us educated on what's going on and not just sit and say, oh, that's them. Oh, I can't do nothing about it. You can. And I want to show you how and where and why and when. And anything I can do was in me to come out and get your mind kind of wrapped around it, I want to do that. And when you email me, tweet me, read the blog, leave a comment, I'll explain it to you in detail, like what's going on. Also, book me for your event. I'll come speak to you about it too.